Hey there, it's Derrik Hubbard, certified financial planner here. I think a majority of retirees are entering into this new phase of retirement life with mortgage debt. In fact, a lot of just recently refinanced and are looking at several more decades of mortgage payments. If you think about it, in order to service those mortgage payments, a lot of retirees are going to need to withdraw money from IRA balances. And in addition to the amount that's needed for the mortgage payments in and of themselves, additional money needs to be withdrawn from those contracts in order to cover the taxes that end up being due on those IRA withdrawals. And so what happens is it makes mortgage debt in retirement particularly onerous. But what if you could eliminate mortgage payments in retirement? What could you do with that extra money? How much longer could your investment accounts last without having to withdraw money to pay a mortgage payment? Did you know that many retirees can eliminate a mortgage payment without having to accelerate the actual amount they pay toward principal each month? Enter the home equity conversion mortgage, or the HECM. That is the current name of the reverse mortgage program. The HECM program is a versatile way to use housing wealth in order to improve a retirement outcome. Most retirees really only use their investment wealth. But if, and this is the key, used wisely, housing wealth can substantially improve a retiree's longevity, liquidity, lifestyle, and also legacy. In regard to an existing mortgage, the HECM program has the ability to replace it and remove those required monthly payments. But there are some requirements. Both borrowers need to be 62 or older. And what's really key is there needs to be a sufficient amount of equity in the home in order to use the HECM program. So assuming those criteria are met, the traditional mortgage is then replaced by the home equity conversion mortgage. Now, the HECM mortgage has optional repayment. In other words, you can stop making a mortgage payment if you wish. But wait, a lot of people are saying, what happens to this mortgage balance over time? Does the bank take my home? Is there anything left for my heirs? Aren't reverse mortgages too expensive? Well, those are all really great questions. So let's talk about those issues. A HECM mortgage balance, if you don't make payments over time, is going to grow due to the accumulation of interest. Now, at the same time, don't forget the home is generally going to appreciate. Now, that's not always the case on a linear basis, but depending on the difference between that appreciation rate of the home and the interest rate on the HECM, that original equity position could slowly increase or it could slowly decrease over time. But it generally does not mean that there's not going to be any equity to pass on to heirs. But one of the trade-offs of using that home equity conversion mortgage in order to replace it from the traditional mortgage is embracing that there will be less equity to pass on to heirs if you actually use this strategy. Now, replacing the traditional mortgage with the HECM mortgage doesn't change ownership of the home, doesn't change title on the home. You remain owner, and you have the same obligations to maintain the home, pay taxes and insurance just like you did before. Now, the initial cost to set up the HECM mortgage are roughly 3% of the value of the home, but those can be financed as a part of the original or starting loan balance. Now, if servicing that debt in retirement is easy, the HECM is obviously unnecessary. If you have plans already in place to eliminate a mortgage through downsizing also, the HECM is pretty much irrelevant as well. But I think of it as a tool in the tool belt of the retiree that allows you to improve an outcome in retirement if you want to stay in the home and you don't mind embracing leaving less equity to your heirs.